All right, with season 2 quickly approaching, we got about 5 more days until season 2 hits. It's time to go over the end of season 1 tier list and see where Toppo places on the tier list, as well as make some adjustments for Gamma and Zamasu's buffs. I did consolidate the tier list between the 3 tier lists just so it's a little easier, a little more concise. So we have that open slot down here to talk about Toppo. I also will apologize. I've had a lot of recording issues for some reason. I finally got it fixed, but I'm kind of blitzing this upload. So there's not going to be many cuts, nor is there going to be music. I'm just trying to get this thing out there. So I do apologize for that. So let's try and get through this nice and quick. So Zamasu and Gammas both receive buffs, and we have to talk about Toppo. So let's go ahead and start off with the easier one. We're going to go ahead and talk about Zamasu, and here all we're going to do is that we're just going to scoot Zamasu up 1 slot to put him in number 4 over Baby, move Baby down to 5 in the tank roles. So basically all that happened with Zamasu is that he got an increased duration on his regeneration buff, which is for 15 seconds to 20 seconds, which it vastly improves his early game. He already had the most dominant early game of all the tanks, but this just makes it leagues better. And also helps him out a little bit in the mid to late game. He is still a little bit lacking, especially in the damage department compared to the tanks above him. And the tanks above him have an overall just better game than Zamasu does just as a whole. Now, I know that may seem a little bit confusing since I have Cell above and Cell has like the worst early game out of all the tanks, but Cell has such a dominant mid and late game that it justifies his placement. Like once you get Cell transformed, he's just an absolute powerhouse. Like he is the character. But it's just that really, really weak early game that keeps him lower than these two here. And unfortunately, Zamasu just doesn't compete when it comes to mid and late. Compared to Cell, so it's just very strong early game, can keep up and get through just fine. But outside of that, like the regeneration buff really only does so much. I think it's clear what they want to do with Zamasu, but Zamasu just needs a little more oomph just to carry him through games. Because late game he's just kind of dragging his feet. The Gammas, we're gonna move the Gammas up to 4. Adjust it down like this. The Gamma buffs, I'm not gonna talk about everything that they got. They got a lot. But the Gamma buffs were incredible. They're a much more fluid character with a much better escape tool, better damage, better tankiness because they got some health buffs between both the Gammas. The character is just overall like better. I always felt like the Gammas were just very slept on and underrated, but now they are a legitimate threat. Like you have to respect the Gammas when you see them on the field, otherwise they will kill you. Otherwise they will just skit and scoot right through all the entire battlefield. The Gammas are a welcome buff. Like I am a Gamma main, so I definitely appreciate the buffs, but this was such a nice direction for the character. So let's just hope some of the characters down here do get that same treatment, especially this guy. Now for Toppo, let's go ahead. I'm just gonna start adjusting everyone down because I can tell you right now he is already much higher than all of these characters here. We're gonna go ahead and slap him right there in the 6th slot. Now Toppo is, I think, a very slept on character already. A lot of people have Toppo pretty low down, but Toppo's biggest strength is being an objective hunter. Toppo's dot damage does so much to larger health pools that it makes him a legitimate threat to not only tanks but to the bosses, because that damage over time racks up very fast. And with his stacks getting equipped, it makes his ultimate the literal snipe of the game. And since it's so massive, hindsight's 2020, you're gonna catch some of the enemies, and then so it's applying pressure there. So he can just come in. He can solo bosses like in just half a minute or so. Like he can whittle down bosses just that fast on his own. He is a very strong objective-based character. And outside of that, he puts on a lot of pressure in team fights. He may not have the burst damage that like some of the characters up here have, or even some of the characters below him, but that the dot damage really stacking and racking up makes it so a lot of enemies have to dip out of the fight a lot quicker or they're gonna perish. And this also makes Toppo like one of the best backline attackers right in the start of the game. One of my favorite strategies to do with Toppo is to actually just veer off down below, let the tank go in first, and then attack the enemy attacker from behind and force them to push back, because Toppo is going to do more damage than they will to him, because the damage over time is just racking up and damage is not high in the early game. But it also makes him an incredible pressure machine in mid to late game too, because if you build him correctly, he's going to be tanky enough to do what you need. And that damage over time just racks up. And even outside of the damage over time, once you get a little bit in the late game, Toppo's base damage is just no joke. Like that tornado, that skill 2 rips people apart. Skill 1 does a good chunk of damage. And then let's not forget to talk about the counter being like the best part of his kit. It does so much damage when it's used correctly. And the main reason why Toppo is not any higher is because these characters above him just have this. They obviously have more burst damage, but they have escape tools. Like Piccolo has his skill 3, the Gammas have their skill 1. I'm not going to talk about this asshole. Kale is a bit of an exception because her burst damage is so high that like it just justifies her being here, and her ultimate is just a good escape tool, or just a get off me tool. And then Goku is Goku. 18 does have some good escape tools, but just a bit of a standard character. Good, decent escape tools, far too squishy. Yeah, same thing, just worse. He's just worse Piccolo. But these characters have reliable escape tools and have much better kits than everything we hear. Now, Toppo's main escape tool is his counter, and it's not necessarily reliable, and a smart player can really understand and immediately recognize when Toppo is activating his counter and just stop. And just stop attacking him. If you're trying to use it as an escape tool, 90% of the time, you're going to have lower HP than them. So all they have to do is maybe hit you once or twice, go, oh, I need to back off, stay in your face, just keep on you, so that way once the counter drops, they could just start wailing on you. It's not to be underestimated though. Like the counter can be used in very high pressure situations. Like if someone's popping ult and you have enough HP to take the ult, you can pop the counter and then just flick all that damage back. Like I can't tell you how many times I have been in the center of a level 3 Spirit Bomb and I've just clicked the counter and just flicked Goku to death because I survived and just returned all the damage back. It's so fun. But yeah, that's the only reason why I'm going to keep him lower than these characters, is just because his escape capabilities is just not as reliable as these characters, and the rest of Toppo's kit is just better than these characters. He's a better Daima Goku, and he just offers more to the team than any of these characters down below. Just because he's got great AoE, he's got great damage, he's a good objective hunter. Like Toppo is a good character. I think he's very slept on in a lot of people's eyes, but he is a good character. I think he's just a nice middle of the row, literally slap dab in the center. We have 12 attackers. He's coming into the 6th slot. I think this is a good place. But let me know what you guys think of the buffs to Zamasu and Gammas, and what you guys think of Toppo. Where would you guys rank them? Where would you guys place them? And are you looking forward to Season 2? I'm pretty excited for Season 2. I've been very addicted to this game. I've been rocking a lot of Gekishin. I'm trying to hit that S rank on attackers before the season ends. But I'm very excited for Season 2. I'm very much looking forward to who they're going to be adding. Let me know your predictions on who they're going to be adding down below. I think Goku Black is just a given, not so much because of the color, but it's just a very hype character to lead into Season 2. So that's my prediction for the first character. But yeah, that's all I got for this one, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.